Good morning, everyone. We're about to start our mission Progressing Together for the month of September. First of all, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Parents, thank you for making time to be here with us. This morning, we have a lot of information to share with our parents. First, I want to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Mesa, and she'll be sharing announcements with you.
Good morning. Thank you everyone for being here present. Remember, these meetings are being recorded because we know that not everyone can make it to the meetings. We do thank our parents who are here this morning and all of our staff who are joining us. We have a lineup of announcements and we have a great presentation for you as well. We thank you because we know anywhere you could be this morning, you chose to be here with us. And it also doesn't hurt to look over because we have empanadas from our child nutrition department, so they're really good if you have not already grabbed one. Our messages today is that we have, for September 16th, we have the Mexican Independence Day Loya Primary Parade, and that's going to be held on September 16th. Please be advised that we will be having the El Pasoans Fighting Hunger food distribution, which is going to take place September 21st, and that's at 9 a.m. at our support services. In addition, we have the I.S.D El Paso Health Fair, which is going to be taking place September 26th. Again, 9 a.m. at support services. Be advised that we will also be having early release for students on Friday, September 30th. And our intercession begins. We just started school in July, but here we are already going on intercession. It's around the corner, October 3rd through October 14th, and that will be our fall intercession. I'd also like to make you aware that it is voting season, and for that matter, we do have voter registration deadlines. In person and by mail is Tuesday, October 11th, and your packets will actually include a voter registration card if you're not already registered. We want to make sure that our community is informed. We also have our website online that provides additional voter information, so you're welcome to click on to our district website. Again, that's one of the projects that our Board of Trustees is working on, so if you have not already registered to vote, that deadline is also around the corner. Election day is November 8th, so we need to get registered first. And then we would like to continuously keep reminding all parents to make sure that you've updated the information, phone numbers, emails, contact person, or even the emergency phone number on the system. To do that, you do have to go in to the school physically to make sure that you get that done, so we encourage you if you have not already done that. And then, of course, we want to share with you a change in date for our October Mission Progressing Together parent meeting. That is going to be taking place on Monday, October 24th. Same time, 8:30 is the English version and 9:30 will be the Spanish version. We'd also like you to look further, and today we have our GEMS parent-teacher conferences. We will have the parent-teacher conferences for San Elizario High School on September 15th. And we have parent conferences for Alarcón and Borrego on Tuesday, October 25th. The primary Loya is going to have those parent-teacher conferences on October 27th. So that's a lot of different dates, but remember that you will be getting this meeting in a SMORE newsletter that goes out electronically to all of our families so that you can get everything that is being handed out. Hard copy here, you'll get this online as well. I'd like to bring my colleague, Ms. Flor, up front. She'll continue with further introductions.
Thank you, Dr. Mesa. As Dr. Mesa mentioned, we have a lot of information for you parents on the clipboards, and we have extra information on the side of the table, and we have the bell schedules. If you're interested in having the bell schedules for your students, we have them at the table as well. Next, I'm going to introduce Ms. Melissa Urenda. She's our PIMS coordinator for the district, and she'll be talking about the school attendance law. Ms. Melissa?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Melissa Urenda, and I am the District PIMS and Student Systems Coordinator for San Elizario I.S.D. Today I'm going to be covering attendance law with you. At the beginning of the year, it's very important to get our children into the habits of attending school every day, so I just want to cover a couple of things that you may not know about attendance law. Okay, thank you. Okay, attendance law. To receive credit for a class, a student is required to attend school for at least 90% of the days the class is offered, and that is Texas law. For COVID-19 positive result absences, students will be required to quarantine between 5 to 10 days. Those absences are excused absences. All opportunities for credit recovery will involve plans that involve content mastery of time missed, such as after-school tutoring or Saturday school. Attendance committees will meet at the end of the year to review absences, and they can help students who have excessive absences restore their credit for classes by using the following chart. If you look to the side, there's a chart telling you how much time you can recover for the time missed. We have one for elementary and for secondary. Another aspect I want to mention about attendance law is the truancy law. So not only does your child lose credit, but they could also be referred to truancy court. Truancy law is after 3 unexcused absences, a child will receive a warning letter requesting a parent conference. When that happens, they will start a 45-day truancy prevention plan to assist the student in meeting their needs to see why they're not making it to school. After 10 unexcused absences, we can file for court, for truancy court. So just wanted to let you know that that's also another aspect. Aside from losing credit, there's also the the truancy laws to consider. The saying, miss a day, miss a lot, is not just a catchphrase that we say. There's also scientific studies that show what happens when a child misses school. So here we have our first graph, which says starting in pre-K, more years of chronic absences equal a need for intensive reading support by second grade. So you can see here in the graph, the more the student is chronically absent, the higher he is at risk of needing reading support by second grade. Now going to the higher grade levels, for high school, the effects of chronic absences also affect the dropout rates. So you can see here, the more the student misses, the more chances they are of having, of increasing their dropout rates. Currently as a district, our district goal has always been to have like a 96% ADA percentage. But this year, currently, our year to date, we are at a 92.5%. So that's very low. Actually, the past couple of years with COVID happening, it's been a struggle to try to reach our goals. But right now, we are already struggling at a 92.5%. And in case parents didn't know, ADA affects our funding. So the more students miss, the less money that our district has to fund different things in the schools. So the question is, where does your child land? If they're missing less than 5% of school days, then they currently have satisfactory attendance. If they are missing between 5 to 10% of the school days, they are currently at risk. If they are missing 10% or more of school days, then they have chronic absences. So what things can we do to prevent school attendance problems? We have a couple of suggestions here. First, set a regular bedtime. Make sure your child gets between 8 and 10 hours of sleep per night. Second, prepare for school the night before. Sign papers, place them in backpacks, have backpack homework and lunches in a set spot each night, and set out clean clothes for the morning. Our third suggestion is know your child's bus pickup time and have them there at least 10 minutes before. Are there any questions dealing with attendance? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Melissa. For our parents that are here with us this morning, if you have any questions regarding attendance and you just want to write it down on the index card that was given to you, you can do so, okay? If you don't want to do it right now, you can do it at the end of the presentation. Just make sure you write down your questions on the index card, okay? Next, we have Ms. Almanzar. She's the San Elizario High School counselor. And on the agendas, it says the last names that she looks for the students. It will be Garcia, AM to PL. Okay, and she's gonna be sharing with us the senior checklist, okay? And it's on your clipboard, so if you just wanna go over that with her. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Nora Almanzar, and I do work with the middle part of the alphabet, Garcia Maya through PAL. This year we have Ms. Reyes working with A through Garcia, and Ms. Villarreal working with Pam through Z. And then we have our SEL counselor, Ms. Soto, working with all students. Okay, so I'm gonna review the end of year senior checklist, and this presentation was given to students last week. So all seniors have had this presentation, they're aware of this checklist. We've also reviewed this in previous years. First of all, on the top of our list, we have recommendations. We advise students to take the SAT, ACT, and TSIA. And the reason why we advise them to do so as students is because they do receive a waiver for these exams. We also recommend that they do their applied Texas, which students have already done through the Go Center. So most of the students have already completed the applied Texas. We also recommend that they go to the Go Center, that they visit the Go Center for scholarship information. We also have provided a handout, which is a purple handout, and this one has websites for scholarships. Okay, also for athletes on the front, student athletes. Okay, now the requirements. This is what students must complete. They have to pass their end of course exams, which are 5, English 1, English 2, biology, algebra, and US history. Okay. Also apply for financial aid. This Thursday, we do have a parent meeting, Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30 during parent-teacher conference, where they will be having a pre-FAFSA event. This is gonna be in the library, and they're going to create their FSA ID. That way they can start preparing for the FAFSA application. We do highly recommend for students and parents to attend this session. And then we want students to clear all loss of credit. This is attendance, due to attendance. If they owe hours because of attendance, please have them check in with their administrator and see how many hours they owe so they can start recovering the loss of credit. Tutoring begins this week, so they can do that before school, after school, and during Saturday tutoring. And then finalize their personal graduation plan, just to make sure that they're on track, that they've taken the courses that they need to take, and that they check on their endorsement requirements. Review credit requirements. We do recommend, and we want them to schedule an appointment with their counselor to see if they have any questions. At the bottom, the student must complete all the requirements. All the requirements are listed at the bottom. For example, they should have 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 4 sciences, 4 social studies, 2 years of Spanish, fine arts, 1 year, PE 1 year, their endorsement electives, which should be 4. Professional communication is half a semester, dollar cents is half a semester, and then other electives can be up to 4 or one elective, depending on what their endorsement is. Okay. On the side, on the second square, we have their senior class code, senior class Google code, the Go Center Google code, and Twitter. Again, we do recommend that the students participate in their senior class activities. And again, we highly recommend that they visit the Go Center throughout the year for scholarship information. Okay, and that is all for my part. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Almanzar. Next, we're gonna have the Q&A section. If you have any questions regarding the presentations that we just had, or if you have an additional question to Dr. Mesa Chavez, our Superintendent of Schools, please feel free to fill out that index card. That way, if you have any questions, we can just answer them here. We have Ms. Marioni, she's our principal from our high school. And if you have any questions for our principal, please write them down on the index card as well.
Okay, so while we give you, our parents that are here with us, if you have any questions, we'll give you a little bit of time to write down on the index card. We'll take any questions. I do want to emphasize a little bit of the information that was covered by Ms. Urenda in attendance, as well as Ms. Almanzar in terms of counseling for seniors. All this information is being brought to you now so that we turn around and don't have to have conversations, difficult conversations later. So you are encouraged to reach out to your child's school in regards to attendance. Obviously, we know that the pandemic has not been declared over, so we want to assure you that we work through making sure any students that miss school, they get coded as such. But as parents, we want to help you, to help us, help your child keep track, so that if they need tutoring, that they start asking questions at their campuses, get that information. I really love the idea that Ms. Almanzar mentioned in terms of even following the particular campus or class on Twitter, because there's a lot of information that is shared on social media that makes it a little bit faster home than a hard copy, especially if the kids are older. The older the children, the students are, the more difficult it is to get work or information or just even questions answered. So for senior parents, please, I'm not encouraging all the use of social media because we have to turn it off at some point, right? But it is a good way to get campus information. So with that being said, do we have any questions at this time that we'll take? I'd like to remind everyone that these meetings, sweet reminder, these are meetings to inform, to help you become a partner collaborating with us, mission progressing together, and not necessarily to come. If you have a concern and you come here, we want to be able to give our students the privacy and your situation the privacy that we're able to handle that. So these meetings are not the place to resolve it, but we will gladly stay. We do have administrators here and we have district personnel that if we can help you, we will as soon as the conclusion of the meeting. The question here is, thank you, first of all. So we'll take the compliment up hand. It says, do we need a doctor's note for those 5 days if it's only a cold or flu or the home test is negative? Ms. Melissa, you want to help us out with that so that you can give us a little bit more guidance on that? Again, the question, do we need a doctor's note for those 5 days if it's only a cold or flu or a home test that's negative?
Okay, for the absences, we do require a note from the parent. What we're looking to do is maybe put into policy that we see a pattern of home notes. We may require doctor's notes after that, but that's just something that we're planning on putting in our policy at some point. But I do encourage you to bring notes. We are accepting parent notes to excuse absences. Like I said, if we do see a pattern, like I said, we're working towards putting something in policy that would limit that and would require a doctor's note. But for right now, the parent notes are fine.
All right, do we have any other questions or anything else, Ms. Marioni, that you would like to share since we have the attention of senior parents? Please be reminded that this meeting, we're here physically for those who are able to attend, but we'll also be sending these meetings information out in Spanish and English. We have our 9:30 session coming up at 9:30, and we will send the electronic newsletter in both languages. So with that being said, if we do not have any other information, then I'm gonna have Ms. Flor close us up.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Mesa. Before we leave, there's an evaluation on your clipboards. Please make time to fill out that evaluation. That helps us a lot just to better ourselves during our presentations or inform us if you have a certain topic that you would like to get information on. If we don't have any questions, we want to thank you for being here so early in the morning. Thank you again, parents, for being here. We're going to have the 9:30 in Spanish this morning as well. Thank you.